Hello, welcome to Literary Explorer channel. Today we are going to solve 20 MCQs in volume 2 from literature part. So let's get started. So the first question is, which age among the following witnessed the Second World War? And the options are option A, the Romantic Age, the age of a revival, option C, the Modern Age, option D, the Augustan Age. And the correct answer is the Modern Age. Moving to the next question, in which city Nizam Ejikal was born? Option A, Bombay, option B, Calcutta, option C, Madras, option D, Delhi. And the correct answer is Bombay. Nizam Ejikal was born on 16th December in 1924. He was an Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, editor, and art critic. He was a foundational figure of the post-colonial India's literary history, specifically for the Indian poetry in English. Nizam Ejikal is often considered the father of the modern Indian English poetry by many critics, and he was honored with the Padma Shri Award by the President of India in 1988 and the Sahitya Academy Cultural Award in 1983. Moving to the next question, question number 3. A stanza of 8 lines is called option A, tessette, B, octave, C, quatrain, D, couplet. And the correct answer is octave. In poetry, an octave refers to a specific type of stanza or verse form consisting of 8 lines. The term octave that comes from Latin word octo, meaning 8. So traditionally the octave follows a specific rhyming scheme, most commonly known as the Petrarchan sonnet. The octave set up a theme, presents an idea, or poses a problem, often leading to a volta or turn in the poem. The volta is a shift or a transition that occurs at the end of the octave, leading to the sestet, the following 6 lines, or the rest of the poem. The volta can introduce a change in tone, perspective, or argument, providing a resolution answer and further the exploration of the initial theme of the problem that is presented in the octave. So it's important to note that while the octave typically follow the Petrarchan rhyming scheme, the term octave can also used more generally to refer to any 8-line stanza in a poem. Moving to the next question, question number 4. Who for the first time introduced sonnet into English poetry? Option A, Daniel. Option B, Spenser. Option C, Watt and Surrey. Option D, Shakespeare. And the correct answer is Watt and Surrey. Our next question is, Dickens said about one of his novels, "I like this best." Which novel was he referring to? Here are the options. Option A, Oliver Twist. Option B, Great Expectation. Option C, A Tale of Two Cities. Option D, David Copperfield. And the correct answer is David Copperfield. Moving to the next question. Question number 6. William Wordsworth loved to write on subject like option A, nature. Option B, childhood. Option C, innocence. Option D, all of these. And the correct answer is option D, all of these. As you know, William Wordsworth, one of the prominent figure of the English Romanticism era, and he had a deep appreciation for nature and the experiences of childhood. His poetry often explores these themes and celebrates the beauty and the power of the natural world. Wordsworth, he believed that nature had a profound influence on the human spirit and emphasized the importance of connecting with the natural world. Similarly, Wordsworth's poem often reflect on the innocence and the wonder of childhood. He believed that children had a special ability to perceive the world with a fresh and uncolored perspective. Moving to our next question, question number 7. In which country the classical study of Greek was introduced? Here the options are given. Option A, England. Option B, America. Option C, Canada. Option D, New York. And the correct answer is option A, England. Next question, which one of the following is an allegory on the death of Abraham Lincoln? Option A, I hear America singing. Option B, stopping by woods. Option C, oh captain, my captain. Option D, none of this. The correct answer is option C, oh captain, my captain. And it is written by Walt Whitman. In response to the death of President Abraham Lincoln in 1865. Abraham Lincoln's assassination was a shock to the nation and especially painful because the president died just as the terrible American Civil War ended. So Whitman wrote a poem about the death of a ship's captain as a way to process the pain of the tragedy. Our next question is, who commented on W.V. Yeats as a foreign mind? Option A, W.H. Auden. Option B, Walter de la Mare. Option B, Walter de la Mare. Option C, T.S. Eliot. Option D, none of this. And the correct answer is T.S. Eliot. Next question. Tennyson's Ulysses is a poem expressing the need for going forward and braving the struggle of life. Option B, a dramatic monologue. Option C, a morbid poem. Option D, a poem making extensive use of satire. And the correct answer is option A and option B. A poem expressing the need for going forward and braving the struggle of life, and as a dramatic monologue. So Ulysses is a poem which gives us detail about the unhappiness and monotony Ulysses is going through in his old age. So he is living at his home on the island of Ithaca. The summary of Ulysses will take. Moving to our next question. Georgian poetry begin in which of the following era? Option A, the New Classical Age. Option B, the Modern Age. Option C, the Romantic Age. Option D, none of these. And the correct option is option B. And the answer is the Modern Age. Our next question is the famous line, "Where ignorant armies class by night," is taken from a poem by, and the options are Wilfred Owen, W.H. Auden, Siegfried Sassoon, and Matthew Arnold. And the correct answer is Matthew Arnold. Next question is Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities begin with the sentence. Option A, it was the best of time, it was the worst of times. Option B, it was the brightest of times, it was the darkest of times. Option C, it was the richest of times, it was the poorest of times. Option D, it was the happiest of times, it was the saddest of times. So the correct answer is option A, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. Moving to the next question. By swaggering could I never thrive, but the rain it rained every day. This line from the 12th Night occurs in the novel. Options are option A, Middlemarch. Option B, Vanity Fair. Option C, Our Mutual Friend. Option D, Far from the Madding Crowd. And the correct answer is option A, from Middlemarch. Our next question, the period of Queen Victoria reign is, and the option A is 1830 to 1900, option B 1837 to 1901, option C 1830 to 1901, option D as 1837 to 1900. So the correct answer is option B. It's 1837 to 1901. Our next question is the poetry of William Wordsworth and Coleridge was notably influenced by. The options are given here: the Napoleonic War, the Glorious Revolution, the French Revolution. And the correct option is option C, the French Revolution. Our next question: P.V. Shelley was expelled from the Oxford University due to the publication of the. And the options are option A, Revolt of Islam, option B, The Necessity of Atheism, option C, The Tribes of Life, option D, The Mask of Anarchy. And the correct option is option B, and the answer is The Necessity of Atheism. Our next question is the term egotistical sublime was coined by. Here are the options given. Option A, S.T. Coleridge, option B, John Keats, option C, William Wordsworth, option D, William Hazlitt. And the correct answer is option B, it's John Keats. Moving to our next question, question number 19. The Book of the Church and Sir Thomas More was written by S.T. Coleridge, William Blake, Robert Southey, John Keats. And the correct answer is option C, it's Robert Southey. He was an English poet of Romantic school and poet laureate from 1830 until his death. Moving to our last question. Who among the following wrote Ode to France under the influence of French Revolution? Option A, William Wordsworth, option B, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, option C, P.V. Shelley, option D, William Blake. And the correct answer is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So here we end 20 MCQs. That's all for today. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you for watching.